Hello and welcome to today's episode of Baking with Me. So today we are baking my carrot cake using my carrot cake recipe that I've shared before. And today we are going to be doubling this recipe. So we are going to be using twice the amount that I usually use in my carrot cake recipe because I want to produce about 1 kg of cake. And without further ado, let me take you right into the ingredients. So for today's ingredients, this is flour, this is milk right here, I have 2 eggs, I have a lemon that is a substitute for vinegar because for today I do not have vinegar. This is my cooking oil, vegetable oil. This is my essence and I'm going to be using vanilla flavor for today. This is baking soda. This is salt, sugar, and of course, the main star of this recipe, my carrots. So let's start by prepping our ingredients. And for today, I'm going to be using this. This is what I'm going to be using today as my measuring cup. This is a glass of water, but I have confirmed that it measures the same amount as a standard measuring cup. So I'm going to be using this because for today I do not have my measuring cup. And I'm going to be using about 2/3 of milk. And I'm going to eyeball this till somewhere here. Yeah, that's 2/3 of the milk, and I'm going to set it aside. Then I'm going to add some lemon to this milk because I do not have vinegar at hand. So this is going to make the milk ferment instantly, and it's going to become some kind of like buttermilk. Also, if you do not have the lemon but you have buttermilk or maziwa mala instead, you can use it. And also remember that all your ingredients should be at room temperature, all of them, so that you can achieve the best results. So this is a glass or also a cup of carrots, and I'm going to add this, and yeah, I can see that it's exactly 2 cups of carrots, and I'm going to set this aside, clean this up, and then we can continue. So I'll start mixing my ingredients, and as usual I'm going to start by measuring 1 cup of sugar, yes, and this is how you're supposed to measure your sugar, like that. And then I'm going to add in my 1 cup of cooking oil or vegetable oil, and then I'm going to mix this properly till the sugar kind of dissolves into the oil. Then I'll be adding my eggs one at a time. Then I mix properly. Then I'll add the second egg. So remember, this is the recipe that I've done before, and I'm simply doubling the ingredients from the previous recipe that I posted. And I'm also giving you the measurements that I'm using in this recipe. So as you can hear, the sugar is not making that aggressive noise at the bottom of the container. And so at this point, I'm going to add in my baking soda or bicarbonate of soda, and this is going to react with the vinegar or the lemon that we added in our milk to make the cake rise even more. So I'll just add a pinch, but I'm going to remove this lump because I also do not have the sieve for sifting my flour today. Then I'll proceed to add also about a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to add my flavor. You can add about a tablespoon or two depending on how much you like your flavor. So I guess that will be enough. And I can already tell that this cake is going to be delicious because the flavor is just aromatic. So after I'm done mixing my wet ingredients, I'm now going to go in with my dry ingredients, that is the flour, and I'm going to be alternating it with the buttermilk that we just made. I'm going to add my flour, and this is a cup of flour and this is another cup of flour. So I'm going to be adding a total of 2 cups of flour. So I've added the first one, and then I'm going to add in about half of this buttermilk. As you can see, it has already separated. You can see the curd right here, and you can see it has already formed the buttermilk that we wanted. So I'm going to add this here so that I do not end up in a cloud of flour. Then I'm also going to fold it in so that I cannot activate the gluten in the flour. So you have to be careful at this stage. You fold it in one direction. Then I'm going to add in the other 1 cup of flour. And then I add the remaining buttermilk. And then mix this well. So as you can see, my butter is ready, and now this is just a plain vanilla, but I'm going to add in my 2 cups of carrots, and if at all you have the peanuts, you can also add them. So I'm also going to fold in the carrots carefully. And then this, also remember that a cup of carrots could also do, but if at all you have the carrots, why not add 2? Yeah, so as you can tell, this is going to be a very rich and flavorful and also colorful carrot cake. Our butter is ready. Our carrot cake batter is ready. So I'm going to prepare my baking tins, and I'm going to be using 1 baking tin, and it's just a plain sufuria, nothing much. I also do not know the exact size of this sufuria that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to add some oil, and then I'm going to use this towel to distribute the oil evenly so that our cake does not stick to the baking tin. Then at this point, I'm also going to use this. This is not a serviette, it's a kitchen towel. And I'm going to be using it because I do not have a parchment paper, and I've tried this before and it has also worked because it does not have any color to it, so our cake is not going to be stained, and also it greases very well, just like a parchment paper. Then I'm going to tap it on the countertop to remove the air that has entered. Then I'm going to bake this at 170 degrees for about 28 to 30 minutes. So my cake is ready, and as you can see, inakaa poa sana. So I'm going to do the test, and you can see that the toothpick is very clean. So I'm going to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to remove it from the baking tin and put it on a cooling rack. So always run a knife around the edges so that it can come out beautifully. La haula. And remember, I also put a paper towel, so I'm going to remove it, and as you can see, you can tell the difference between this and the parchment paper. So as you can see, our cake is very beautiful, and I'm going to let this cool on the rack for about an hour or so, and I'm going to place it there, but lakini nikiwekelea hivi itapata moisture huku chini, so I'm going to place it on this dish because my rack does not have a stand, those legs. So I'm going to leave it for about an hour or two, then I can come and cut it and have the taste test. So this is about 3 hours later, and our cake is very cold, imepoa kabisa, and now I'm going to transfer it to this chopping board right here. As you can see, this is how it looks like. And then I'm going to be using this knife. Don't mind about the knife. Hii ndo kisu ilitumika kukata masikio ya Simon Peter kwa Bible. But don't worry. So let me talk about this knife. This is the sharpest knife in this kitchen. So that's why I'm going to be using it. And also, if at all you did not bake the cake in your own kitchen, lazima utumie kisu iko sharp. I should not deliver to you a cake, then you start cutting it with a butter knife. That is going to be pure embarrassment. And because utakata keki with a very blunt knife, alafu ianze ku crumble, then you start shaming the baker. So this being the sharpest knife in this kitchen, I'm going to use to cut it. And you can see that the cake is inakatika vizuri sana as compared to ukikata na a butter knife or any other blunt object. And yeah, let's see how we did it. Ooh, you can see the carrots. Oh, you can see the carrots. They are well placed, like they are evenly distributed. As you can see, you can already tell that this cake is going to be bomb. Manze, this cake is so moist. Na utamu. As always, you can never go wrong with any of my recipes. So try it out and let me know how it goes for you. You can also see the carrots. This cake is so legit. Wow. Wow. This cake recipe, you just have to try it. Wow. It's very bomb. This cake tastes heavenly. The taste, try it out and let me know how it goes for you. As for me, it's a bye-bye from my side. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.